Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And we are back for another edition of MCO at Home. And I wish and hope that all of you are keeping safe at home, because today we have got a very special guest who is none other than the queen of F&B. And she is Miss Ivy Hugh from F&B Connects. She has a network of close to 200 F&B brands. And what she does is work tirelessly to champion their interests, especially during these trying times when we have the MCO as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Welcome to the show, Ivy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Datuk. Good afternoon, everyone.
Right. How are you keeping with the MCO? I see you have been busy on multiple Zooms and engagements. So talk us through your experience during the MCO.
We have been very busy during this MCO, talking to our members, talking to suppliers, business associates and all, trying to link everybody together so that we can go through this tough time all together.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but before we continue, can you tell us a little bit more about F&B Connects and what is your role in F&B Connects?
Okay, F&B Connects, actually we have a vision in mind to connect F&B entrepreneurs and then to empower them to achieve their full business potential. So focusing in building very supportive communities with the F&B industries, and we do provide educational and knowledge sharing platform that connects the member to the real solution from the real business experience, like you mentioned, with the champions and all. Yeah, and then we also share our resources with our members, assisting them in excelling in their business. So we help members to learn the best practice from the best practitioners.
Right.
So,
I hope,
yes.
F&B Connects is playing an even more prominent role right now during the MCO, and especially the months also preceding it. You have got multiple economic challenges as well. You've got the trade war, you've got new consumer sentiments, and that has heightened and even peaked during this period. Of course, we are living in, as people say, extraordinary times. We didn't expect this pandemic to explode into such a global scale. We thought it was just from China, specifically Wuhan. Now it has affected almost everyone in the globe. So how has it, we want to know, it has affected us, how greatly has it affected the F&B industry in Malaysia? Let's just touch on the standpoint of customers. How has customers been affected? We know restaurants are closed. Tell us the details.
Customer-wise, of course, everybody is shying away from dining in and all, because most of the restaurants are closed. And initially, I think everybody doesn't expect it to be that bad, but it seems to become very, very, very serious. It affects, I think, almost everyone, not only F&B industries. So our F&B retailers, most of them are facing big problems, like needs to first to engage with the staff, you know, and then on the customers are not coming in. So how do they reach out to the customers?
Right.
And
so how many of your members, in terms of brands, operate restaurants? Because we know restaurants are beyond selling food and serving food. It's all about the dining experience. How many percent or how many brands in your group are actually affected by this, and how many of them are in the catering business, and how many percent of them are in, say, food delivery?
Actually, most of our members, or 80% to 90%, they are all retailers. They are all restaurants, cafes, Catering is part of their business for some of them.
And I suppose that is also affected because of the policy on social distancing. So of course they will be
right. That is also affected.
Right.
Yeah, quite a numbers of events which was lined up and all being cancelled, and some which the the ingredients, the raw materials are being ordered, and the events have to be cancelled. So they have to think what to do with those ingredients, the raw materials, because most of the F&B people, they are all perishable products.
Right.
So you
So
need
obviously
to have,
your members are not just sitting back doing nothing. So how have they fought back? How have they pivoted, during these challenging times where they can no longer operate their restaurants, nor have any clients for catering?
yeah, some of them who have those who have been doing deliveries and all, yeah, they try to embark on what they have from their database, but there are some who just about to start and want to start, have not started. So this is where we also step in to help them to move to help them to move it faster. That means to with the delivery providers, and then members of those with experience. They were very, very helpful. They actually lend a hand to those who are trying to do these deliveries and all. So we find that our members are all become even closer together. They start lending hands to each other. They talk to each other even more than usual. Normally they do, and they do collaborations together as well. So they do cross collaboration among the brands. So because everyone have different menus, so probably on top of the menu they can have the other brands menu to come together. Know those with the food and the drinks, and the drinks and the food, and these are the things that is happening among our members as well. And also we have a supplier who actually stand up and say, hey, this supplier of us who imports the FMCG products from New Zealand, they actually come out to offer to sponsor especially beverages to our members so that they can pack it together with their menu to make it more attractive, and is sponsored, so it also help them to reduce the cost as well. So these are what some of our people are doing.
Right. This is an amazing silver lining. It's only through collaboration and connecting with one another that you can find such potential during this very, very trying times. Amazing work, because what I see is you get people to connect and they share, and you have got suppliers coming in and they package. There's collaborative work, and this is not something we normally see in SME companies who tend to go at it alone. So this actually is accelerated through your work in F&B Connects. Amazing. Now, I just want to ask, this COVID-19 has actually made people take action. You have to do or you die, so to speak, right? Yeah. So you have been thinking about doing delivery. I was just interviewing Andreas Domingo yesterday, and he said that he has thought about delivery for the past 6 months ever since he opened, but he never actually went into it. And because of this, sort of overnight, he got into delivery. Do you see this happening right now? I'm sure you do, but the question is how difficult it is to pivot from a dine-in operations to a dine-out delivery kind of operations. How easy or difficult it is to go through that process? Take us through that. Yeah.
This is what I understand from our members, because we do have our group chats, and then we have our Zoom calls to understand each other's challenges and what we have overcome. So these are some of the feedbacks that our members have let us know. Those who are actually on the way to planning for deliveries, that actually have pushed them to do it immediately. That means you don't have much time to plan. And then those who have not started, so the things that they need to do is to look into their menus. They have to log into the menu so that it makes deliveries easier. And some of them have not even speak to any of the providers. So we are speaking on behalf of our members to the delivery providers as well, to how to assist them and to onboard as soon as possible, because normally it takes 2 weeks to a month to onboard, but now we want it to be done within 2 days, 3 days, to
Right.
help out those, especially those who have not started with deliveries. And we are glad also we have two partners which we bring them on board quite immediate to provide the delivery services. We were talking to them much earlier, say somewhere beginning of the year, and we were planning. Actually, this company is a taxi who are actually they provide
Taxi as in
car, actually something like a
DACSEE,
car,
right?
DACSEE, yeah.
Right,
So
taxi, I've heard of them.
they do provide the limousine service to the hotels, to the corporates and all. So for this, they are working very closely with us to set up what we call zero very project. Is more like a CSR for our F&B retailers, where he don't charge anything to our members. It's only the basic delivery charges to the customers. And these they have about 2,000 drivers, so all cars, no bikes. So if it's raining and all, you still be able to deliver the.
What about the coverage area for this collaboration with Daxi?
It's actually covered the whole Klang Valley, and you are able also to work out with them. Let's say you have volume at certain area, you can even have the drivers, designated driver for the day, for half day or whole day, just to handle all your orders as well.
Right, and how is that doing so far during this MCO? Because are they allowed to travel on the roads? Because I know it's part of essential services. Do you have any regulatory hiccups? Can you give us an insight?
They have the license. They have the license to do the deliveries, and also we don't have issues on the delivery. So everything is. We started actually on last Monday, and it's progressing good. And more of our members are trying out the service. And there are also good thing is there are certain locations which some of them have never tried to deliver a bit further away from their locations. But we do help our members to blast to a certain community at locations and all, and they get response orders from these other locations which they never explored before. And the taxi was able to provide them with those deliveries.
Right.
So
before we get on to the right, before we get into the next collaboration, because you mentioned there were two, I just want to give us an idea of how this taxi initiative or project has taken off. Give us some figures, numbers in terms of deliveries, number of restaurants, so that we get an idea of how much traction this project has experienced.
We have not really got a lot of numbers now at the moment because we just started beginning of the week. So now we are collecting the informations and all, but we receive feedbacks from our members that their orders are coming in. And they are actually quite excited, especially new areas which they never expect. They are able to extend to much further than normally is about 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer away, and also this is much further, which they are able to reach out to the new customers and all. Right. So numbers I don't have it. We are still collecting all these data now because we just started for 1 week.
Share when we come back for the next round. Okay, what's your other
Yeah, right.
collaboration? I'm very, very interested.
It's also is a apps provider. They have it's very similar to Grab, and then they have these apps where you can upload your what they call that, the products and all, and the customers can order through that.
I
And
see.
at the moment, there is also no charge for our customers, for our merchants. That means
Right.
our members.
Okay, so a
So
lot of it has got to do
so
with
they are
e-commerce.
able to do delivery with a better margin at the moment. This is what we want to help.
But amazing work, amazing work. So a lot of it has got to do with O2O, omni-channel, and things like that.
Yeah.
You did mention about, you know, the MCO, because we know F&B business, it's very, very people intensive. It's a service. So during the MCO, we find that many of the staff and employees, they would have to so-called work from home. So how has that affected the F&B industry? How do you pivot, and how do you reskill and retool, you know, your workforce for this MCO,
I'll,
and maybe even for the periods after the MCO?
some of the our members do is instead of letting some of the staff just sit at home and then they don't know what to do with them, they actually transform the staff, the existing staff who they are not able to perform their current tasks. So I mean the dine in and all this. So what we do is they have actually convert them to be the marketeers. That
Mm,
means, you know, everybody start going online to do. So you convert all this stuff. You have more staff to help you to boost your online deliveries, go into new areas and all. So you are able to set individual staff for different locations. Probably one, okay, you handle this area A, that one handle area B. So teach them how to help you to boost their what they got the delivery, the menus that you have and all. So to go into, instead of just always depends on the other people's platform, the delivery platform. So we taught them how to use the Facebook community. That means normally there's a Facebook, there's a community, a Subang Jaya community, you know, Kota Kemuning community and all. So they were blast into all these community pages to let
right,
people know about their products, their restaurants and all. So this is one way how they can transform the staff from doing the usual tasks to something new. Then I think it will become a multitask in future, which I
right.
think is good.
You
Yeah.
mentioned a lot of training, a lot of teaching, a lot of educating. Who does this? How do you coordinate this sort of training? And it has to be done within a day or two. Yeah.
We do it in a very simple way,
Mm,
very fast. And normally we communicate with the business owner or the person in charge. Okay, this is the thing, and normally in very short notes, you do this 1, 2, 3, and all, and then we will liaise with the person in charge of the business owner, and that's how they liaise with the staff. And
mm.
everything seems to be going quite okay, except for a bit here and there that which when they are not too clear, they have any issue, they can just call any one of us, and then we will try to assist as much as possible.
Right. So one of the keys, you got to stay really, really close knit, because you don't have time to waste.
Yes,
You need to roll this new
right.
initiative out, especially if you're
Yeah.
starting from zero. Okay.
Zero. Yeah.
One of the things that hit most of us, other than employee engagement, would be against suppliers and landlords. And we know that most F&B operators, they are in shopping malls. They have got, they've ordered supplies, and it's not just food supply. There's also equipment and so on. Are you helping them on this at FBC?
We tried. like to some of the landlords, actually, I've been talking to landlords almost every day. I mean, when we started, MCO started much on the 18th. Then after the few days, that's where I start talking to the landlords to let them know how our retailers are feeling. It's because a lot of them thinks that they are able to do delivery orders, and also that is why they were categorized under essential instead of
Correct, but they can do delivery without your restaurant space.
yeah, that is what the more the landlords feel. So we try to also tell the landlord this is not as simple as that. Especially the first 1 week, yes, they have a bit of deliveries, but as the situation become more serious, and then the mall become more deserted, nobody there to walk in, and then a lot of entrances are being closed. You probably only have one entrance, and those are stations. Their shops are inside the mall, and also it's difficult for the riders to pick up the food, and because of safety and all, so some of them actually decided to close for the first 2 weeks.
Right.
Close
So,
totally temporary for the first 2 weeks because sales is not there, because like I say, orders are not coming in, and partly also there are rumors about riders being infected, so everybody gets scared. So these are the things that we were telling
has
much
that,
more
I
than
mean, we
just
are already in week 3 of
what you
our
call that
MCO.
we are still
Right, we are already in week 3 of our MCO.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And week 3 comes with enhanced measures where you can't go beyond 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
You know, how has that impacted the F&B business? Because you've got the first 2 weeks where you're going to
The third week, actually, some of yeah, yes. So they start trying out again after the 2 weeks. I think a lot of them do a lot of thinking, a lot of planning as well. And with the third week, and some of them get back into business. The situation is a bit better, much better than earlier. So of course, there are certain outlets to open, certain outlets don't open. A bit more consolidate to based on the data base that they have received the order. So it's not necessary that you have 5 outlets, you open all the 5 outlets. Probably you only open 2, so you consolidate the people and then the raw materials all into these locations.
So we are in week 3.
We see some improvement in that. Yeah.
We are in week 3. There's a possibility of an extension of the MCO. So how is the view of the F&B industry in your negotiations, in your talk? I mean, right now, it's all a matter of renegotiation. This is something that none of us expect. It comes suddenly. We didn't plan for it. Even the largest and most successful business are affected by it. And everyone needs to play their part. So how has your negotiation been with the landlords, you know, now that we are into week 3 of the MCO? Are they opening up? Do you see any success? Because we have seen shopping malls issuing notices that, yeah, they are willing to forgo rent for the 2 weeks, but now we're moving into week 3. There's a possibility to go up to, you know, the end of April. So what are your views?
Yeah. We do get some very positive impact from the landlords as well. So they do understand the current situation, and I think I'm actually very glad that the landlords really take the initiative to help some of the retailers, and I think with the current situation, they do extend up the helping hand to the tenants as well. So we see good positive feedback. Of course, there is still more to come. There's still more to come, but so far is at least is moving towards much more positive replies that we have been receiving.
Excellent.
So that it's very helpful actually to a lot of retailers, because that is one part which have been bothering most of them from day one. Yeah, because it's not besides salaries, rental is one of the big chunk of what is going to be in their
Okay,
the
looks like
financially. Yeah.
looks like you and the private sector, we have been helping ourselves, no choice, you know, sink or swim. We can do it on our own, or even better still, collaboratively. I admire what we have done. But should the government come in? What role should the government play? Are they effective? You know, they have announced a stimulus package. Is that enough? Just want to hear your view on that. What else could be done? And what are your expectations from the government if they were to come in to help?
I think as the package have been coming out, I think the second one that is, I think, is a bit which I think is considered a better one. And then I think we are expecting there's another announcement next week, which
Correct.
we able to help a lot of SME, which we are looking forward for.
What do you expect? Because we heard the Minister of Finance as well as Topa from EPU mentioning that they would bring the cabinet committee to the EAC on Monday, and probably they need to clear it at cabinet on Wednesday. What are your hopes for this announcement? What do you want to see?
I think it's important that how the package that can help our retailers to keep up their business, because we doesn't want to see any one of them have to wrap up the business because of the this current situation, and also to maintain the staff as much as possible.
Right.
Because staff is not easy to come by, and it takes time for them to train as well.
Yeah.
So we hope that it will be something that can help our retailers to maintain the staff and how to continue with the business. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
And,
so it's about survival. It's about keeping jobs, correct or not? Keeping jobs. They're already so trained, and they have just pivoted. And let's not let all this thing go to waste. And the first thing that you mentioned is about survival. And we know it's all about cash. You know, cash is crucial for survival. So what are you looking for? Additional grants, additional loans from the government?
Yeah, if possible.
Okay, now, how do you think the future of F&B will be? Because we are going to see a new normal, right? We have read news articles from China, right? In China, they have already gradually eased their lockdown. People are going out of their homes right now, but they still stay away from restaurants. They still stay away from public gatherings. So I suppose this shows there's a new norm sort of creeping in. And how is that going to bode for the F&B industry? How do you prepare yourselves for this new thing? Can you take us through, after MCO, when we are during this period of recovery, what do you need to do? And what do we need to do in terms of planning and action, right up till the time where we rebound?
From my side, actually, what I can share is these are the feedbacks from our members. So most of them foresees that after the MCO, the business will still dining will still drop more than 50% to 60%.
For what period?
For about 3 to 6 months at least.
Right.
Where people are becoming very, very cautious, hygiene, and so they have to be prepared for how to increase their takeaway and also delivery. Take away meaning people can just come to the shop, tap out, and then go back instead of sitting in. So this is besides delivery, online delivery. So the takeaway is also another business that they can look into. So this is what our members are all planning to do, and and also to do more marketing. That means a lot more effort have to be put into the marketing, the awareness, to let people know, hey, we are safe, our products are safe, everything is good. You are able to come and dine in, but if you don't, we have our products, you still can take away. And so a lot of marketing and effort in market the brands again. So this is one of the main things that every one of them will be planning to do as well. But we also foresee like bigger restaurants, like those Chinese restaurants, those banquet and all. I think it will take a much longer time to recover.
So what should they do in the meantime? These higher end restaurants that offer ambience and dining experience that you can't take home to. What do you suggest?
Well, I understand a lot of them is also trying to do a takeaway, but banquet style, something nice, so you can do it something at your home with your family members and all. That means besides normally you go to restaurants, in family to celebrate, to eat that, then they are prepared to do things like you can take home to help them with the business as well. So you can take home and celebrate it at home with the family and dine in, which they feel more comfortable.
Right. And you mentioned something very interesting about collaboration within your FBC group, where you have someone who has a takeaway menu but no drinks, so you've got a drink supplier and vice versa, so that will enhance your menu,
Yes.
Do you see that expanding? What is the future of those kind of collaborations?
I do see there is an opportunity for more of the F&B retailers, especially like our members, because all of them are very close-knit. They liaise with each other very frequent. So they will come out with a lot of new ideas that they can collaborate together. I do foresee there will be an increase in these collaborations as well. No, normally you don't. Those some of our cafes they only serve coffee, but then there is another more like food and restaurant which they don't serve coffee, but then they are able to have this collaboration.
Right.
Sorry, they can have this collaboration together. They say, oh, you order this noodle for me, then you can have this coffee to go with, things like that. So I do see that there will be more of these collaborations.
What about other forms? I mean, you talked a little bit about collaboration. You talk about data, understanding, where the customers are. Are they 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, or even beyond? So there's a lot of technology involved. And during this time, we need to have cash, and nothing beats having upfront paying customers in a very cash intensive industry such as F&B. What do you think of new initiatives from wallets and other platform sharing kind of apps such as Save My Fave? Are you going to have something like Save, FBC Connects members? What do you think of such initiatives?
Yes, we do see that. Actually, previously we also have been talking to quite a number of all these e-wallet providers and all to collaborate together with us, F&B Connects. So with some of them we have already started the collaboration, and moving forward we actually received quite a number of people who are contacting us would like to collaborate with us, especially on these e-wallets, apps, and deliveries and all. So we will be exploring more. So we have more options for all our people as well.
Right.
So
Okay.
during this time, there are more people from this digital section, the technology are coming to us as well to see how they can help our F&B to grow better.
Okay, we are coming towards the end of the program. Do you have any advice for the F&B operators out there who may not be in your network, who is looking for direction and leadership? What is your advice to them out there, in order to survive and, relook at their own business and somehow, come through this challenging period?
I would say, not advice, I think it's just share my thoughts, what I've seen for the past 3 weeks and what's happening among our F&B people. I think a lot of have to look into new business models. New business model is one of things that which will be able to lead the industry to the in case of any of these things happen, then at least they know what to do. So the business models that you need to innovation, so you have to think more and think out of the box. You cannot be contented with what you have, which normally people do. So now I don't think they should be that, and also flexibly to change. You have to, whatever you plan and all, you have to be ready in case of this. What can you do? So flexible to change is also one of the point that I would like to stress on, and also looking for other opportunities like cross-border opportunities and all this. This is besides doing business in Malaysia, so it's good to expand your business to other countries as well.
Well, those are great advice from Miss Ivy Hugh. Firstly, during this period, take a long, hard look at your business model and don't think too much, execute it, and be flexible whilst you're doing it. And thirdly, look for new markets beyond your borders, crossing them if necessary. So thank you so much for your sharing. There are many golden nuggets that I'm sure many F&B operators out there would find very, very useful. And again, appreciate you spending your afternoon with us.
Thank you, Dato, for inviting. I just want to also just mention, so we have our partners in Thailand and also China. So next week we will be having our partners from China who are operating the F&B and whole food solution providers from China who have gone through this COVID-19, from January to February to March and April and all. So he will be doing a sharing for our members as well through the experience, so everybody can learn from each other. So we will be having sessions like this from next week onward, a few sessions with some of them with our members, some of them with our overseas partners as well.
That's
so
great.
This will help.
So we would share the link, once this is published, so that they can hook up to F&B Connects and find more insights into how you mentioned cross-border, how they can also expand their businesses to countries such as China, Thailand, and beyond. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, before Dato, before I forget, I just would like to share, because since I was talking to you about technology and all, F&B Connects are also coming out with their own FBC stores. It's a marketplace,
right,
for where we onboard our suppliers and all. to this platform, and it makes things much easier for the merchants, the restaurants to do their orderings as well. So it will
Amazing.
be a one-stop for all the F&B requirements, including vegetables, foods, into services, pest control, anything to do with F&B, you will be on this platform.
Wow, looks like you got your hands full. Sounds really, really interesting. I'll definitely connect up with you again for another session where you can share about these interesting ventures that you are doing. Thank you very much,
Dato'.
Aiti.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Come to the end. And thank you, everyone. Have a productive week ahead. Cheers.